news, big tech, and blue state liberals stole the election from President Trump.
The 2020 election was a totally rigged election.
In fact, quite frankly, every election since, I think, George Washington, there's been some kind of a defect in the system.
You could say Biden won the presidency kind of like O.J. is innocent.
Mike Collins here, you pro-Trump America First trucker, running for Congress here in Georgia 10. Well, I understand Joe Biden was in town yesterday to talk about our elections. It seems that he and Kamala Harris called anyone who disagreed with the federal hijacking of this election a racist. Well, Joe, I got some news for you. Let me tell you what Georgians really believe. You see, Georgians are sick and tired of weak-kneed, spineless politicians who won't fight for Trump, get to the bottom of 2020, and fix our elections. Well, if they won't do it, Mike Collins will. Send me to Washington.
I want to talk about how they always say that this is the most important election ever. This time, y'all, it actually might be. Because it might just be one of the last elections ever.
My coalition of Secretary of State candidates around the country get elected. We're going to fix the whole country. And President Trump is going to be president again in 2024.
So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
We opened to a motion to certify communities other than the city of Detroit.
That move outraged the Democrats on the board and speaker after speaker on the board's public Zoom meeting.
You have extracted a black city out of a county and said the only ones that are at fault at an issue is the city of Detroit, where 80% of the people who reside here are African American.
The 2020 elections were one of the most corrupt in history. See the proof for yourself.
We tracked 2,000 mules making multiple ballot drops.
2,000 Mules, the shocking new movie from Dinesh D'Souza.
In Philadelphia alone, we've identified more than 1,100 mules.
What is a mule?
Person picking up ballots and running them to the drop boxes.
This is not grandma out walking her dog. Bad background, bad reputation.
Oh, dog guy, middle of the day. This is actually at a polling place. So the people in line are waiting to go in and vote early. They're doing it the right way. Okay, now you've got some other people gonna walk up. This lady doesn't care, but this next guy cared. He's watching the whole thing. The guy looks up, talks to him.
Got the ballots under his arm already. Now he's got the rest that he pulled out of the bag.
And he's going to get his camera ready to take the pictures as he puts them in there. If you consider the brazenness of this, right? This is the middle of the day. There's people sitting there watching you cheat. People that are doing it the right way.
But it's difficult for them to know what to do, except observe and maybe say, what's going on? What did I just see?
They wonder, what does this all even mean if this is happening in broad daylight and nobody's doing anything to stop it?
What we need right now, the way the Republican Party is structured, is that you can go to a precinct, become a precinct committeeman, and then you've got real standing.
We're building an army of the awakened, and we are taking over precinct strategies. We're taking over election boards, canvassing boards. We're flooding the zone with poll workers, poll watchers, election judges, people in the room. There's going to be MAGA in the room counting the votes, because only MAGA can count fair.
You don't believe the system was legitimate in 2020 and created an error where 30,000 plus votes were not counted in the state correctly. Isn't that problematic?
I don't see it as being problematic at all, because I'm trying to increase voter confidence in the election.
In the election space, the machines that count go through multiple layers of security. They are not connected to the internet, and this is regulated throughout the country.
That's a perspective. There are a lot of people, again, the voters in this county don't believe that. And whether it's true or not, their perception is their reality.
Hi, Arizona. I'm Kari Lake, the Trump-endorsed candidate for governor. If you're watching this ad right now, it means you're in the middle of watching a fake news program. You know how to know it's fake? Because they won't even cover the biggest story out there, the rigged election of 2020.
Would you ever accept that a Democrat could win Arizona, or do you just not think that's possible?
I have a hard time believing that's possible. Everywhere I go, the vast majority of people still show support for President Trump.
But that might just be because you are going to places where there are supporters of Donald Trump. Is there any chance a Democratic candidate for president can win Arizona in 2024?
No, no, no!
Knowing what we know today, there are certain counties that should have been set aside as irredeemably compromised. Maricopa County was one of them. Yuma County was one of them. We have so many votes outside of the law that it begs the question, what do we do with an election where we have votes that are in the stream but should not be counted? If you can't find the individual who is engaged in that behavior, perhaps that county has had a defective election.
We are in a serious, serious situation. Please vote. Make it happen. Save America. Because if you don't, nobody else will. It's up to you.
The Democratic Party has such contempt for voters and for democracy itself, and so much confidence in its ownership of the media and of big tech, that it no longer has to try to win your votes. They can even run mentally defective candidates who can barely speak, and not only expect them to win, but expect you to accept the outcome no matter how transparently absurd it is.
Nobody else will save it. Please, get out and vote. If we don't do this, we might not get to do it again. Y'all take it easy. I'm Zachariah, Lone Star Liberal.
Hey, Nick Offerman here. Actor, author, woodworker, and a man who can actually pull off a short-sleeve polo shirt without looking like my mommy picked it out for me. And this is a trash can. I've labeled it trash can because it is a trash can. I actually labeled it twice so there won't be any mix-ups. But obviously that's unnecessary because we're all adults who do know the difference between a trash can and a goddamn voting machine. Far-right Republican extremists have been running their dry mouths, claiming that any election in which they receive less votes than the opposition must be rigged. Well, I've got some news for you. Actual patriots are sick and tired of shameless opportunistic charlatans who invent dangerous conspiracies, peddle mendacious propaganda, and worse, censor good dogs. Because if you're afraid to show a dog's face, by God, I'm not. There, look at that good boy. You can't stop us from showing dogs, just like you can't stop us from voting. We're gonna do it, not because it's fun, because it's not really fun, but because it's the right thing to do, America. And guess what? We're gonna look one fuck of a lot better than you while we do it. One shot, no cuts. Vote.